Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Big Idea podcast. And we're proud to have one of our favorite guests, Ken Luna of Gather. Ken, great to see you. I know you got a million things to tell us about the progress you're making and some things you can't talk about yet, but we all know you're excited. So tell us how things are going and what we can look forward to and where people can reach you at NADA next week.
Yeah, sure. So thanks again for having
2 weeks. I got ahead of myself.
A couple weeks, yeah. So one thing I wanted to mention, which you guys I think had mentioned in your post, I was your initial guest way back when you kicked this puppy off way back when. I don't even know how long that was, but a lot has happened with Gather since that point in time. And what you guys invited me to do today was, one, we were hoping we'd have a big announcement.
That's all right.
From an OEM based entity that we're going to be with at NADA, but it's not official yet. So I'd get my hand spanked if I mentioned anything about that, other than it's going to be there and it'll probably be announced an hour after the show.
It's wonderful. Wonderful. It's wonderful news. But all the other stuff that you've got going on, we're excited to hear what's going on, because it's really making a lot of sense at the time we're at right now. So welcome. I mean, and what's also nice is that we're starting to have a lot of guests watching our show. So there's a shout out to all the nice people that have clicked. We hope you enjoy the show, and we hope you learn. And anything that any of us can do, we're here to help. Happy Friday.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a presentation that discusses synthetic fraud. We're going to discuss what it is and why it's so dangerous and why it continuously costs the automotive industry over $2 billion a year, which is just a crazy number. And you'll see why it's costing us that and what we can do to fix it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit the present button is what I'm going to do.
And, be careful hitting the button.
Hitting the button. So here we go. So it's wanting me to go over. I got to find it now. So I apologize. I had it ready to go, but
we moved your cheese.
You did move my cheese. Let me try this again, guys. Because normally I can just hit present and it pulls up, but let me see here. Slides and PDFs. It should be on my desktop, but should have practiced this. You know what? I'm going to share the screen. That'll be easiest. Should have seen that to begin with, Ken. Here we go. All right.
Wonderful.
So now I have to actually pull up the presentation.
I got it on stage too now. So wonderful. Thanks, Ken.
All right. Can you see that?
Yep. All you got to do is put it on present and you're ready to go.
Yep. Okay. Well, okay. Can you see my slides?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So for those of you who have not been in the know, because we've had a partnership with Clear for a few months now, but Gather Technology in the fall of last year partnered up with Clear in the Clear database, which we're going to explain a little bit more about the difference between the Clear database and Clear Me, which is what you see at the airports, and how we're using that technology with our technology to combine the two together and offer a tremendous amount of features all in one package. So just a real quick story. You guys may or may not have seen this in automotive news, but this is a gal that was a synthetic fraudster down in the Fort Worth area of Texas. And you can see it's the same gal, but you'll notice she's got different names. And she was using these driver's licenses to basically attempt to steal cars in the Fort Worth area. And unfortunately for her, and you would have thought she would have learned the first time she tried to go through our system, she got caught the second time that she went to a sister dealership of this franchise, and the cops were waiting on her and arrested her. Now, what's relevant about this is the information that is on these driver's license is accurate. It's just somebody else's information. So when we get into a discussion of the different technologies that most dealers are using today, we're going to show how even if you're tying into DMVs from a database standpoint, that's not necessarily going to protect you from a sophisticated synthetic fraudster. So in looking at that, and I apologize for the verbiage. This was actually my LinkedIn post last night, and I'll try not to take too long on here, but there are different levels of protection. So your basic level is those of you who are out there taking a picture of the driver's license, putting it in a manila folder, and you think that's it. That is not only probably going to get you fined at some point, but it's also going to help you lose one or more cars because you have no fraud protection. So the next level up from that is what we refer to as a scanner. It scans the driver's license, and basically it keeps you from getting fined, but it still doesn't protect you against any type of fraud per se. And also in those first two scenarios, and really in any scenario where you're allowing your employees to physically handle a sensitive document like a driver's license, you are putting yourself at risk. So, what that background is, but there we go. I can't see you guys while I'm presenting, so I thought maybe it was someone playing xylophone. Anyway,
Larry being Larry, he's just putting another deal together. He's going to fly now to Texas or California or something.
Okay, so then the next level beyond that is you
close them.
So the next level beyond the basic scanners are the ones that tie into DMVs. Now they are a step above your basic process because they do tie into DMVs, and they'll catch the amateur fraudsters that just think they can slap their picture on a fake driver's license and go through. That typically will get caught. However, a synthetic fraudster, they've already built up their identity over a period of time, and they've already stolen valid DMV information and are pretending to be that person. So just like the gal's picture I just showed you, she's going to pass this with flying colors, and that synthetic fraudster's still going to steal the car from you. And then there's some very sophisticated database systems out there right now that are fairly effective, and they actually can tie in with the DMV scanners, but there's still flaws in them because over a period of time, if this synthetic fraudster's built up a record in the credit bureau database, typically even the more advanced data systems will not catch them. And then the next level up, which you're kind of seeing a little bit of this popping up from some of the companies out there that actually sell the scanners and sell some of these other solutions, they're kind of like having to eat their own right now, coming out with the facial scanning systems, the biometric systems, because they're a step above, because what they do is they actually compare the facial scan with the driver's license, which also goes into an analysis of the license itself. Fairly sophisticated systems that work really well. And then there's Gather. And what Gather has done is we've taken that technology to the next level, partnering with Clear, and also combining that with our base system, which is the, I don't know who let the dogs out, but basically, I think this is a test of my presentation skills here, folks. But basically, we've also got the insurance verification that's happening at the same time, where we can tell someone if someone has insurance or not, and even to break it down as to what insurance they have. At the same time, you're going through the Clear process. And then we back that up with $1 million umbrella policy. It's actually $300,000 per incident, that if you lose your vehicle to a fraudster that's gone through our system and we identified them as being a real person and also having valid insurance, and you lose that car, and you typically don't know you've lost the car until 2 or 3 months later after they don't make their payments, and the skip tracer goes out and they find that they're a ghost, we're going to pay for that car. So the question to ask yourself is, what level are you at right now? And do you have a system that's going to pay you if they go through their system, and you wind up being found as a fraudster. So basically we have two varying levels of how our system works. The most effective level, and the level that's used the most with dealers, is the actual kiosk. And if you've ever flown anywhere, you'll know that this looks a lot like the Clear kiosk in the airport. But the Clear database is far beyond what the airport system is. The Clear database includes anybody who's been verified on LinkedIn. If you've gone to Madison Square Garden and gone through their security system, you're in the Clear database. If you've rented a car from Avis or Budget, you're in the Clear database. Those are all, and there's millions and millions of people in the Clear database. And why is that relevant? Because when you go, and I'm going to show you here in a second what the process is when someone engages with the verification system at the dealership. So kind of keep that in mind. Now, when we say two options, there's one option where you have the kiosk in the showroom or even in the service department if you're checking out folks that are, you're lending cars to, or we have a link that can be clicked on, which if any of you are interested after this call, you can contact me and I'll actually send you the link so you can get into the Clear database and see how the system works. So the two options are either the kiosk, or there's a link that you can send or even place on your website to verify people ahead of time and see if they are who they say they are and if they have insurance.
Ken, just pause there for a second. We spoke the last time, and I just want to make sure that everyone is clear.
I like that you use the word there. That's good.
That your remote deliveries and all of your remote stuff, this is your tool. So I just, because this is the way to verify and things like that. So, over COVID, everybody got excited about remote and then everything settled down. But boy, remote is such a wonderful option today with all the technology that we have. Gather does the verification that's needed. I just wanted to pop that in.
No, Thanks. You're right. And the two differences between the protocols is if you have the kiosk system, then the first thing we do that is not on here is we identify the sales rep that's going to be associated with the deal first. Then we roll into the main Clear process. So that's the only difference between the kiosk type program, because dealers want to know who's working a particular deal, if they're taking a test drive or if they are selling the car or whatever. Where if it's a remote deal, you can still do that same protocol with a link. It's just a few more steps, but most dealers are not worried about who the sales rep is that's attached to the remote deal. They already know, or if it's something that they wanted to send somebody to get them verified. So here's the key thing about the Clear process, and I won't go step by step here. You guys can see this, but if I come into a dealership and I'm going to want to test drive a car, I want to buy a car, or however the dealership decides they want to use the system, and the salesman says to the customer, okay, I can take a picture of your driver's license and I can take a picture of your insurance card, or we can walk over to the kiosk, and in most cases, if you just type in your phone number and do a face scan, that's all I'm going to need you to do. And that's it. I mean, we would like to get a picture of the insurance card, but from the Clear database already has their driver's license. We already have their information, and it immediately identifies them as to whether they're in the Clear database just from the phone number and the face scan.
Hey, Ken, for anybody that didn't see our first podcast with you, the other thing that this does is it cleans up the horrible chance of getting fined because there's driver's licenses and things laying all over the place. It cleans up the sloppiness of paperwork that can just be scanned, and it's clean and it's clear, and it's not laying on somebody's desk.
The other thing that it cleans up is that if let's say, and this happens, and this happened more than once, we have dealers that have told us about this. What it clears up is somebody, a sales rep, physically taking the driver's license and taking a picture of that driver's license on their cell phone and then selling that information on the dark web anywhere from $200 to $400 a shot.
Unbelievable.
And that's and
that's true, and that's unbelievable.
Yeah, and then guess who the individual goes after if they get caught, because most times they don't get caught doing it. But if they do get caught, the lawsuit's going against the dealership and that individual too, probably. But the dealership's got all the money.
Dealership's always got the deepest pockets. We always get sued first.
That's exactly right. So now, if they're not in the clear database, we're going to get them in the clear database where they'll never have to go through this again. But we are going to ask them to hold their phone up, do a QR code check, if you will, and then take a picture of the front and back of their driver's license. And then we're going to load them into the clear database. And now they're going to be in that database. So next time when they come in, they won't have to do this last step. Now, the other reason Clear wants us to do this, and if you get verified on LinkedIn or any type of verification, they always want to link you into your phone because there's protocols they have that can actually identify what type phone that is, the chip in the phone, and match it up against your identity. It's just one more identity check that they do within their database that you just won't find anywhere else. So the other piece of this, just going back a slide, you'll notice right here where we talk about the insurance card. Well, we're going to verify insurance. We have a national database, the same one that the insurance companies use, that basically shows what current insurance that individual has and if they are insured or not, or whether it's expired, because right now most dealers are just taking face value that insurance card that's being presented to them and thinking the person's got insurance. Or we know about 1 in 8 times that's just not true. It's just not the case. There's some issue, it's expired, it's fake, or it is good, but I'm insured on my parents' policy and I can't buy a car with this insurance card. So, I got to get my own insurance. So yeah,
a lot of straw purchases out there that
Exactly.
Bad news. Okay.
That's exactly right. So that in essence is the way the system works. If you want to get yourself signed up in the Clear database, you can ask Gary, because Gary's got the link too, and then or ask me and I'll send it to you. And you can see the process on your phone, how it would work on your phone. So the other thing that we do with this is we have integration with all the major DMS systems and CRM systems. So all the info that's being collected either in the process or already is in the Clear database is going to be pushed into your CRM. So we have a lot of dealers that don't even look at the report that we send them. They just go straight to their CRM and pull it up there. It's a lot more convenient. That's the system they're used to working when they're working a deal. Now, our verification report basically comes back and talks about the fact that, okay, this person is identified. We verified that they are who they say they are. We verified that they do currently have insurance. And we've also have the ability with a feature that we've got that we're refining right now with the insurance companies, where somebody comes into the dealership and I ask them, do you want to just, if you purchase this car, do you want to just keep it on your existing insurance policy? And if they say yes, we can totally handle that for the consumer and for the dealership and update their deal file, where the discussion of insurance never comes up when you're selling the car. So that, they're not thinking about how much more they're going to be paying about insurance. They're just thinking it's handled.
Well, plus, Ken, for years in my state, in Connecticut, we would have the salesperson call and verify the insurance and call and make sure that the proper lien holder was on. So that was a part of our process.
Right.
We all have now been educated, and some are still listening and some aren't, is that the compliance issue about sharing PII, personal identifiable information, through that channel is you can't be doing this in your dealership. So anyone watching and are still having salespeople verify for the F&I manager and calling an agent, you really should take a quick look, a hard look at Gather, because you should stop doing that. So I just wanted to point that out, because we still got dealers that, whether they're 5 years behind, 10 years behind, or 20 years behind, they're still doing a lot of the same stuff that they've been doing for 30, 40 years. And you got to break those habits. I mean, the technology is here. I mean, writing anything down anymore is, verified. I'm just looking, my Connecticut driver's license. I've got it verified so I can travel anywhere in the USA. I can go to Puerto Rico. My LinkedIn account, I verified myself on LinkedIn account. So I would imagine all I need to do is put in my phone number and take a picture, and I'm in a clear database, because they already have all of my stuff.
That's correct. Now, one thing I want to mention too, you may or may not have noticed on the insurance slide, you'll notice that we say that the insurance card is optional. And that's because about 90% of the time we don't need the insurance information, because we have enough data to match it up against the insurance database to match it. About the only reason it wouldn't match is if they recently moved and they haven't updated their insurance card, then it might come back with a no match. But outside of that, we have enough info to go ahead and do the insurance verification, tell you, what particular, we have another report that goes even deeper than this. It tells you if they meet state minimums, whether they have collision, comp, the whole thing. We dive down. Each of these areas here are a link to go to a deeper report, which we can save for a more thorough demo, because this is just a summary that I'm giving here. So that is basically it. We are going to be at NADA. We're going to be in some other booths, which I can't announce yet, but stay tuned to Gary's link. In any of these guys that are on here, they all have LinkedIn's, and I do too. I have a little following on LinkedIn. And we are going to be over this next week, probably next week, a lot of major announcements. And Gary and company here, and Larry, will all be able to help you guys with the OEM-based announcement we're going to be announcing, with some special pricing for those particular dealers as well. I just apologize, but you just got to go through the hoops to get everything done, and we're right on the goal line. I just couldn't get it done for this show. So,
hey, Ken, in lieu of your big announcement, which will be very quickly forthcoming, just keep in mind that the crooks are getting more and more sophisticated, and if you're not keeping up with them and staying ahead of them, it's going to get ugly.
No, I think there's no question about that. I mean, it's an arms race, and right now the dealers are losing.
Yeah,
I mean,
they have to be getting killed, and they're trying to settle it with insurance and trying to do all that, and their premiums are going up. It's a nightmare for some dealers. Everyone may be on the front surface seeing them knock out 100 cars every month, but they really don't know what's going on in the back with some nightmares, and they don't go away. They don't go away.
Margins are not as high as they were a couple years ago. You can ill afford anything that's going to cost you money or damage your inventory or waste your time, because, fixing these problems is time consuming. Ken, we're going to share the good word about you as much as we can. I'm going to look forward to personally meeting you at NADA. And, anybody that doesn't know Ken, the guy's a real treasure in our business. And this product he's bringing, it's strong, it's smart, it's easy to use.
Quick question for you, Ken. At NADA, how many of the prospects, the decision makers walking around, are familiar with Clear because they've flown in? And does that make the conversation with them more familiar to them? And in other words, you don't have to say you're affiliated with Clear, but you are.
Oh, no, we have exclusivity in the automotive industry with Clear. So that's a pretty strong affiliation.
That's great.
Thank you. Before, I know we like to keep these things short, but we didn't touch on, and I would like to touch just very quickly on demand, on the policy, because we are going into tax season. We are going into the spring market. They're letting us know that the customers that buy during the tax season are getting larger tax returns. So that's a great thing. They're going to have more money down to buy cars. But let's talk about when they don't have any insurance, what Gather can do.
So basically, we have a product called on-demand insurance. It is not available in all 50 states. If anybody's interested, I can send you the list.
Connecticut is available. Connecticut is a good state.
Connecticut is a good state. New York is a bad state.
Oh, it's always been that way.
And Massachusetts is not, it doesn't work there. So there's some states that are really particular in how they process out this type of insurance. So, but in most states, it is available. We have a lot of dealers using it. And basically, it's designed for the situation where you run the verification, and then they either admit right away, hey, I don't have insurance, or you find out they don't have insurance. And you're trying to get them insurance. It's 7 o'clock at night and you can't get it done, and they're going to walk. So are you willing to spend a few $100s to keep them? And I'm talking about the dealer spending this, not the consumer, because the dealer has to pay for this, the first part of this.
But you know where the money's coming from.
Yep.
So.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, and it's a top 5 insurance affiliate that we've got that basically puts them on a 6-month policy, but it's a weekly pay. And it's not cheap insurance, but it bridges you long enough to where you've got time to go out and find a better policy, or our people, I say our people, our affiliate will be in touch with them about this, but it's specifically designed to be a deal saver.
Okay,
we're not in the business to sell insurance. Matter of fact, we're trying to keep insurance out of the deal unless they don't have insurance.
But more importantly, this policy will help get the deal funded with the lender.
Correct.
This is so when they're in the subprime world that we're going into, there's a lot more rules, and you're not getting funded if you don't have proper insurance.
That's
so
correct.
As we go into the next few weeks and we start ramping up for subprime and tax season, get fresh and start learning. And then we didn't even talk anything about how much money we can save dealers in their service drive because of customers smashing up their rentals and their fleets, and we've got ways to help. So we'll leave that for another Friday afternoon, hopefully.
Yeah, that's a whole system in itself, absolutely, and it's very popular too.
Yeah, well, it should be, because what information Jim shared with me, the lawsuits are rampant back in the service drive of who smashed what. Who wants to have all these lawsuits? It's headaches.
Yep.
That'll be for part 4, but because at this point, Ken, we're doing Roman numerals for you.
Well, listen, I'll come back anytime you guys invite me. I love being on the show and hanging around with you guys. So
the 1st, the 25th, the 51st. Awesome. Great seeing you. We look forward. Larry's going to be live at NADA, so maybe he'll grab you when we're going to be broadcasting. We're going to try to do a show when everybody's down at NADA.
Oh yeah, let me know. I'd definitely like to be a part of that. I mean, if I'm not in, I'm going to be tied up in some of the partner booths in the mornings there, but afternoons.
We try to figure. Last year it was funny. Larry's pal Sticks, big shout out to Sticks, was able to open up his computer, and we were able to get a show live last year. So it's a lot of fun.
And just being there last year was an accomplishment.
Well, with the snow,
with the ice and the snow, kind of like what you guys are about to get hit with now. We'll be thinking about you down here in Orlando. I mean,
Well, for everybody out there, please be safe. This one doesn't look like an easy one. It's going to be an ugly one. And good thing it's Sunday. And I'm looking for some answers on my LinkedIn today because I asked what kind of snow removal plans does everybody have. I'm curious to see if they still pack the service drive and leave the front line. It's snowed every other day for like a week now. And then, it's like 2-3 inches. And the dealer's got to move the cars and brush them off. It turns into a hassle.
Yeah, you want to make sure that they are who they say they are, though. Run them through our system first.
I've never seen you smile so wide when you said you're in Orlando. Hey, button up your shirt. Your heart's falling out.
Yeah, I texted him the other day. I said, we got 4 inches. He says, I'm 65 and walking through Epcot.
That's right.
It was awesome. It was awesome. All right, well, it looks like Larry just closed another deal. Everybody, thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. You got something out of it. Ken, have a great trip to NADA. Michael, thank you for all you do.